did was this kept bouncing in and out, and no matter how much I had this tightened down and put in there, I put some of that sealant gasket stuff in there to block any holes, and it seems pretty tight, and this is staying out all right too, where it's connected. So I took some baling twine and tied it so it wouldn't bounce downward, and then took another piece of like string. This stuff here is a little elastic. I'm not gonna put this on there permanently. I'm just putting it on there to see, and it's, to keep it stable, because it kept bouncing around up and down, and that's how it kept popping out. And I'm gonna stabilize this a lot better. I ain't gonna put this on there. I'm just putting this on there just to test everything while we got it standing still. This type of engine, where you have to do this concoction and you don't have the actual metal thing screwing, because there are no two screws on each side of this. It's just a hole there. So, and you gotta put the rubber hose there. It's very hard. It's very hard to get it just right. So, and as far as the what happened with the tailpipe, the muffler is not only did the weld come off, but the hole, there's a hole right there. There's a hole right there. See it? Yeah. So I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to somehow repair that, or just replace the damn muffler, which I think I'm gonna do. I mean, that long muffler kind of slows me down a little bit. It does. And so what I'm gonna do is probably stick a regular muffler on there, because I've got it set up for the racing gear. That's a 32 sprocket. So, and on this setup here, that's basically made for flat surfaces. I was on some hills yesterday, and I was bogging all the way up them. And so I'm gonna have to put a bigger sprocket on there if I continue to run with this type of gearing, unless I find some flat surfaces. But since I want to go out in the country and stuff like that, there's a lot of hills out there. I think I can jump it up to probably a 36 tooth. It'll give me my speed, and it will give me a little bit more, or maybe even jump it up to a 40 tooth, or just the standard 44. But I don't know. I have to figure the concoction. I have to test everything out. And yeah, I got the chain, so this chain is actually not going under here. It's actually just resting on there, because I pulled the chain so tight and got to where I don't need a chain tensioner. This is loose, and the one down there is loose. So, and the chain is completely very tight. See how tight it is? I'm pushing on it now. It's very tight. So, so I got the chain. I figured out how to do that. So, I mean, I leave the tensioner on there just in case, I might ever need it. It's a double tensioner, so. But hey, these bikes are fun. They can be a puzzle at times. They can be a extreme puzzle. Yes, I'm in the maintenance room, as you can tell. I got all the crap in here. It's the maintenance room, so. But it's the only place I had to work on my bike for now. So, these things can be extremely fun to build them, to race them, to tinker with them. I like doing it all. I like doing all of it. When they fall apart, when I'm in the middle of a good speed run, and this thing pops off, the tailpipe falls up. Oh man, yeah, I was cruising too. Well, my speedometer wasn't working, but I was cruising. I guess I was keeping up to traffic, and the speed limit was 40 miles an hour, and I was keeping up to them actually, because this one car kept, holding up her finger saying I was doing like 40. So Sorry for the interruption. They needed someone to let them know what was going on with the. We're actually cleaning out an old house. So, uh, but yeah, these things are really fun to ride, to drive. I like to tinker with them, and I like to experiment with them, like with a 32 sprocket, because it comes standard with a 44 tooth sprocket. And this is a 30. I got a sprocket smaller than this, and this is, I'm telling you, this is too fast. I got to take this 32 off and at least put a 36 or 40 on, maybe a 40 on here. Because this engine is a 110cc. It's not your 80cc. And when I had that big 28 millimeter carburetor on here, it was just with that 32 sprocket, it was nuts. That's what got me up to the 90, 100 miles an hour. You do not ever want to go that fast on a motorized bike. Don't ever even attempt it. Like a dummy, I didn't know that's how fast I was going until the cop pulled me over and said, "Hey man, you're going a little bit too fast there." I thought I was only doing maybe 40, 50 miles an hour, and when he showed me I was doing 93.2 miles an hour, I'm like, oh shit. And he showed me on the radar. He actually clocked me doing that. So, but not on this setup here. This setup, the most I've gone on this setup, or can go on this setup, 65, maybe 70, which is still extremely fast, but it's doable. It's doable if I need the speed. But just because it goes that fast doesn't mean I'm going to extremely go that fast. I only do about 25, 35 miles an hour. But see, if a big truck comes, or a car comes, and I have to get out of the way, I got the extra power to get out of the way with. That's why I like it a little bit faster, a little bit more power. And I got to gear it so I can get that, because this right here is set up for top end speed. Okay, I'm really slow starting out, but see, the bigger the sprocket, I get more speed at one time, but then the top end is slower. But so you can slow yourself down on a top end speed. I can slow myself down from doing 60, 70 to probably 35, 40, and 45 is the max you ever want to go on a bike. But me, I like to go beyond the max. Oh well, you guys have a great day. I'm Jim, Life's Adventures, keeping it real.